I love the hustle, man.
We back. We back. On that no rim, we back with another video, man. The NBA season is upon us, man. Sacramento
Yes,
Kings,
sir.
brand new season. We got 82 games to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Game 1 is coming up on Thursday.
Excited.
I'll go by the name of Stealth. We got Doughboy Bush. We back, man. We back. All that no rim. Like I said, man, appreciate you guys tapping in with us over the summer. All you guys that were engaging with the summer content, liking the videos, commenting, you know what I'm saying? Running it up. We know we got some new subs. Now we still trying to reach 1,000 subs. So if you like what you see, man, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, comment on this topic today.
Please do.
You know what I'm saying? And Doughboy, man, what's going on though, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's tap out.
Excited about
I see you got the 49er
man.
hat on over there. We ain't been looking too good. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we ain't been looking good at all, man, right now at this point.
But hopefully these Kings, man, can kind of pick up the winning tradition and the winning formula, man, for Northern California.
Hope so.
And start the season off right. Sure. Game 1 is coming up on Thursday, like I said. Today is Tuesday as we're shooting this video, but we got the Timberwolves on October 24th, 7 p.m. opening night at the Golden One Arena, man. It's here, man. It came pretty quickly, man. Everybody knows.
Yes, it did.
We made we added DeMar DeRozan to the team. You know, had the draft, had the summer, the free agency. You know, we did not make the playoffs last season. We got knocked out of the play-in by the New Orleans Pelicans, and we've been home ever since. We've been home. The Kings been home ever since April.
Vacationing, waiting.
They've been chilling. They've been chilling since April.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is now October, man. So they've had a long spring and summer, and even some of the fall to think about it. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we can get things back rolling. And it starts with Thursday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves made a nice little push last year, man. They almost made it to the NBA Finals. They got beat by the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals, but I think people are looking at this team like, yo, can they do it again? You know what I mean? People are looking at Anthony Edwards like the next superstar of the league. They just made a trade. They acquired Julius Randle and also the former King, Dante DiVincenzo. Very good, serviceable guard. You know what I'm saying? He can start. He could start in the league. He could be your sixth man. He's a very good player. So I think the Timberwolves, I don't know, it's kind of arguably, did they get better? I was, honestly, I would say they did get better because of Dante. Now, when you're looking at Julius Randle and Cat, it's kind of like, I guess you can kind of, whatever your preference is. But when you add that Dante in there, they didn't really have that off their bench last year. So somebody that can score, he can go off for 20, 30. He's done it in New York. So we got a tough matchup, man. But this is our first official game with the new look roster, the Sacramento Kings. And, we're going to talk about it, man. So, Doughboy, what are your projections and your predictions for Thursday night's home opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves?
It is going to be an interesting series, or matchup, should I say, between the Kings and the Minnesota Timberwolves. A different look on Minnesota's side now with Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. But then also the Kings, with them adding DeMar DeRozan, we're going to go ahead and see how that plays out. And then we didn't really talk about it too much in our last videos, but I know that we just really signed McDermott. So we're going to go ahead and see how his role plays out too as well. But I do think that it's going to be a hard-fought game. I feel like if the Kings can go ahead and get their act together on the defensive side and really play lockdown defense, this will be a tough team to play against. And that means getting back in transition. That means, picking up your man, on switches and things of that nature to create, kind of some problems or some hectic, on the defensive side.
No, for sure. Defense, man, you said it. And that's one of the things a lot of people have been talking about is, can the Kings become a better defensive team? My concern has always been interior defense. I feel like we get killed. And this has been like a whole, even before we got Sabonis, like our interior defense was always our Achilles heel. We're always getting killed on the in the interior. I do feel like I always say De'Aaron Fox, year after year, he's getting he becomes a better defender after every single summer that he's been with the Kings. I'm looking to see him improve on that, being a better perimeter defender on ball and off ball. Keegan, enough can't be said about his defense. I honestly feel like he's our best defender when it comes to the wings and the perimeter and things like that. So I expect more of the same with him. I'm interested to see how DeMar DeRozan is going to implement his defensive prowess or his skill with this team, because we're going to need it. And it sucks because everybody knows, and I've been saying this for 2 seasons on this channel, we are undersized. I know some of y'all don't definitely like hearing that. You guys are low. Sabonis is an undersized center. Face it, accept it. That's one of our problems. That's why we got beat, by the Pelicans, because we were getting beat up by Valanciunas every time, what I'm saying, we saw him.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because Sabonis is always having to guard these big dudes, and he's undersized. He's like 6'8" and a half, like 240. Like, that's not, so, I mean, that's going to be one of those things where we're going to need our guys to step up, like DeRozan, like Keegan, get those rebounds, maybe even on switches, you know what I mean? When you're going to have to play a bigger opponent or guard a bigger guy, you know what I mean? How are you going to be able to do that? How are you going to be able to adjust? So, Orlando Robinson, we picked him up over the summer as well, the former Miami Heat center. I believe he's a legit 7 feet. Alex Len, he was getting some run during the preseason. Looks like he's gonna be the solidified backup 5. With Trey Lyles kind of being like the backup 4 and things like that. But that's my only concern is the defense and the size. As far as scoring, we're going to be able to keep up with anybody. Now with this particular team, they still have 2 bigs. Now last year it was Cat and Gobert, but now it's Randall and Gobert. Randall's a beast in the paint. I ain't gonna lie, he's a beast.
Yes, he is.
So whose assignment is that? Is that Keegan's? Woo! Like.
If it is, man, that's very, very, it's going to be a tough task for him, especially with him being undersized at that position and trying to guard somebody like a Julius Randle, who, powerful, who is strong,
he's a true power forward.
And power forward, right, and go down that low block and really, take it to you for sure.
No, definitely.
So that could be interesting.
Yeah, Gobert, that's going. I'm assuming that's going to be. Well, yeah, it's going to be the opponent's matchup. So, it's going to be a tough matchup, man, between the 2 bigs and Anthony Edwards. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
Now, again, Dante DiVincenzo, how I talked about him, he's their 6th man, so he's going to be coming off that bench, active, ready to prove something. He looks like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He definitely didn't like that trade from New York. He wanted to be in New York.
No, he didn't.
I think he made that pretty obvious when they played them in the preseason. So. So that like I said, he's playing with a for sure chip on his shoulder, and I feel like Dante. Just kind of like a side note, outside of this game and just in the bigger picture for him, I feel like he is one of those guys who feels like he could have a bigger role on a team.
Yes,
and what I mean by that is being a starter,
yes,
playing 30 minutes a night, like. But I think for him it's just about being consistent. You know what I'm saying? If he shows that he can be consistent, he can go get a bag somewhere. Somebody will pay him to be their starting 2 guard on their team.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I agree.
So let's talk about a little bit of how you think our rotations are going to look. So our starting lineup, everybody knows, is going to be Fox, Ellis, DeRozan, Keegan, and Sabonis for the home opener. How do you think that starting lineup is going to fare? Do you see as far as the rotations? Do you feel like there's anybody who should get more minutes over the other? Monk is day to day with the hand. Kevin Huerter's still day to day with the shoulder. So hopefully Monk is playing at least. I'm not sure about Huerter, but if neither one of them is playing, that's going to definitely hurt our depth for the opening night. So
that's the depth. Yeah, definitely for sure.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said, they're going to have to step. For with the McDermott sign, that was something that we needed. It helps us out with the outside shooting, from the 3-point line. But yeah, if you do not have a healthy, playing, and then you have Huerter, kind of hurt, you're gonna need somebody like Trey Lyles to step up. You're gonna need, Jordan McLaughlin stepping up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then with Monk, he does that second unit, but yeah, definitely gonna have to have some other key players that's gonna have to step up and fill in big if these guys are not able to go ahead and get in the game and actually play at a healthy, level.
So yeah,
at this point.
So with this new line, who do you want to see have a big game? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think? Like, do you feel like it's important to set the tone first game of the season for any particular player to be like, okay. To me, I mean, the glaring name to me is DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? He was a
DeRozan,
big
I was definitely going to say
acquisition.
that too as well.
I would love to see
Yes.
him have a big game. What are your thoughts on that?
Mine's just DeMar DeRozan too as well. I feel
Mm-hmm.
he needs to go ahead and help them out.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then also too, as far as defense, I didn't mention Keon Ellis. He's a really good defender too. I feel like our perimeter defense is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's just being undersized. I am kind of concerned about playing these two big guys on game one. Then we got the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? The following game with AD and things like that. So our work is going to be cut out for us, man. We're going to see very early in the season. How can this post defense hold up, and how can these rebounders,
Yes.
and you know what I'm saying, how can we rebound the ball and be able to defend in the paint? And I would say the second, like for me, I would love to see I'm anxious to see how Keegan develops offensively. You know what I'm saying? Can he continue to grow defensively, and can he continue to hit that three ball at a consistent rate? But also with Keegan, I want to see him.
I think mine would be Monte Ellis, or Ellis. Keon Ellis. I'm sorry.
Why is that?
Not Monte, but Ellis.
Keon Ellis. Why is
because Keon stepped up into the starting role, this year. So they're going to go ahead and need a lot of play like how he did last year. Productivity, being able to go ahead and guard, being able to go ahead and shoot, whenever he's open, or being able to go ahead and take some of the scoring off of Sabonis if he's having an off night, or if Fox is having an off night. For him to be able to continue to keep that same pace he had last year to translate over into this year, I think that we're going to definitely need him to go ahead and continue to keep playing at a high rate, like how he did, honestly.
No, for sure. Last question about this game, this first opening season game for the Kings. What do you want to see from Mike Brown as a coach? What do you want to see him emphasize, whether it be on the offensive end or the defensive side of the ball? What do you want to see as far as his development being the head coach of this team?
Well, from what I've been seeing throughout the offseason and preseason, stuff like that, he's been really having his players take accountability for when they're messing up. I feel like that's very, very key for you to instill that into your players. And I also feel like, he's definitely trying to get them to be more of a defensive-minded team. Because we all know if you play defense, it's going to go ahead and translate into wins as long as you go ahead. But defense wins championships. We all know that. And that's something that we have been lacking for quite some time. And I do feel like if they can go ahead and put a big emphasis on this and really execute defensively, this is going to be a hard team to face throughout the season, especially if they stay healthy and get the rest of the guys that are not healthy to get healthy and to catch up to speed with the rest of the team and how they're playing during that time frame. So if they can go ahead and really be intense on defense, then yes. And that's why I said last year, I don't know if anybody watching the channel, if they have been, I always felt like Keegan is the one. I feel like he's been playing really, really good defense for the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I just want him to pick up his intensity wise, as far as showing his emotions, as far as that goes.
See,
I think the rest of the team will come. I think the rest of the team they'll come with it.
You and I always go back and forth.
We do.
Because I feel like his personality as a person doesn't coincide or isn't aligned with him as a player. As a player, I feel like he is aggressive. I feel like he plays hard. He's aggressive with that three ball. He's aggressive on defense. Now I was gonna say, but before you you kind of made your point a little earlier, I would love to see his development. Being able to break guys down. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Break defenders down, get open shots, fadeaways, crossing over it, like just being able to create your own shot. I feel like that's the next step for him offensively. If he's able to put that all together, you know what I'm saying? Because we know he's a defender, we know he's a shooter. If he's able to find a way to break guys down, dude could be an all-star in this league, bro. Like I really feel like that.
Sure. He definitely can. For sure.
Nah, definitely. But I'm excited about game one, man. Game one, is coming.
I'm definitely excited about it. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this season is going to go ahead and play out. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said beforehand, looking at this roster, me and you talked, multiple different times about this. The Kings are very, very undersized. So it's going to be interesting to see
very undersized,
how they match up with people who are bigger than them. And if they're able to go ahead and keep up and actually win these games with bigger opponents and things of that nature. So it's definitely going to be interesting for sure.
Well, with you saying that, I'm kind of anxious to see how Orlando Robinson looks. You know, it wasn't the sexiest
Yes.
pickup in the summer, but at the same time, he's one of the few bigs that we have. He's 7 feet. You know,
But with that being said,
last year McGee didn't get a whole lot to take. He's older. You know
no,
what I'm
he
saying?
didn't.
I don't even think he's even
Right.
on the roster right now. So his career is probably winding down. But Orlando Robinson is a very young guy. You know, is somebody that is young, athletic, and he has a height.
Yes.
Let's see what he can do.
So
Because
I
at the
mean,
end of
do
the
you take
day,
away the minute? You take away the minutes from Alex Lynn, though. If that's the case, if they do go ahead
I
and do
think
that,
at some point I would love to see what this guy can do because I feel like
okay,
we know what Alex Lynn can do. You know what I'm saying? This is his second
definitely,
stint with the Sacramento Kings, and the second stint
right.
has been is this his third consecutive year or second consecutive year? Maybe
I think it's the
second consecutive. Yeah,
second consecutive year. Sorry.
yeah. So and we had him before, some years before that. So we kind of know who Alex Lynn is.
We're
I would like
getting
to see. I would like to see. What is this Orlando Robinson guy about? You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
He might got something to prove. Like I said, maybe he can. And that's how you got to, when you're a guy like that, a rotational guy or a guy who doesn't really have a defined role, the way to get on the court, play defense.
Play defense, right?
Block
Exactly,
shots,
for sure,
get rebounds.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Change a
And
couple
Mike Brown,
shots.
and Mike Brown seems like the coach that will go ahead and give you the minutes as long as you're showing and proving
He will.
that, like you said, you get a couple rebounds, you get a couple, you can create some mismatch problems or some issues on the defensive side. You're changing some of the shots up for some of these big name stars where they can't get down as easy beforehand. Now that you got a 7-footer that's in there that can go ahead and actually be a person that can go ahead and take care of business.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Man, game 1, October 24th, Thursday, at home, get home opener. Man, I'm excited, man. You see, I got my purple on. Hey, Purple Rain. This is for the movie. This is for the movie. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
That's the
man.
code. That's the code. That's the code. Purple Rain
Hey,
shirt, man.
yeah, but
For real,
we,
for
we,
real.
we out here rocking, man. Sacramento Kings, game 1 of 82. And hopefully, man, it's going to get off to a good start. Now, we do have some tough games. We did talk about that a few weeks ago on our channel where we
did.
kind of previewed the first 10 games. So definitely going to put that video right here at the end of this clip if y'all want to check that out. But, the first tough games, it's going to be, not necessarily every team is going to be like a tough team, but, we're on the road early. You know what I'm saying? So we have like 2 home games and we're on the road for like 4, I believe.
We're on the road for the next 4.
Yeah. So, we got that Atlanta, Toronto, I think Utah on the road. So, those are teams that you would think when you hear the names of those teams, like, okay, we should beat those teams, but it's hard to win on the road sometimes. I always talk about
we definitely do. Yeah,
but I do.
do. Yeah,
but I do always talk about you have to win the games you're supposed to win,
supposed
and
to
those
win.
are games.
Yes.
Those are the games we're supposed to win, man. As far as when you look at roster for roster, we're supposed to win those games, man. So hopefully they can, go down the stretch.
Like I said, I'm
and
gonna
take
preach
care
it
of
on
business.
this channel. I'm gonna say it again. I'm telling you, defense.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is something they have been, lacking of years.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this time around, this can be really a big emphasis they put this on to where, like I said, we're going to go ahead and be able to talk about it and be like, hey, look, man, the Kings are making noise because of their handling business on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Absolutely.
But I'm preaching it. Defense is going to go ahead and help them out, I feel like.
Absolutely.